Hello, you are watching Campus View on BuckeyeTV. I'm Jack Macy.
And I'm Izzy Shario. This is the show where we find out what's on the minds of Ohio State students from the Winter Olympics taking place in Italy.
And how do college students go about keeping on budget in these expensive times?
And we got to talk about spring break. It's coming up fast, but what do students have in mind?
It's time to meet our first guest. Please introduce yourself.
My name is Mateo. I'm a history major here at Ohio State.
My name's Gabe. I was good at hockey for 2 years before I had to retire.
My name's Faith. I'm a communications major here at Ohio State.
First up, let's talk sports. The Winter Olympics that's taking place in Italy. What's been your favorite event so far?
Mine's definitely been men's hockey. I'm a big hockey fan. So I'm from New York, so the Islanders are my favorite team, and there's a former Islander on the U.S. team, and then there's an Islander also on the Canada team, and he's scored at least twice so far through the Olympics, so I'm really interested in that.
Yeah, I think Bo Horvat and Brock Nelson both scored in their games. That's pretty electric, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
I would say hockey too, but I'll go with a fun one. I like watching ski jumping. I think it's just insane that like people just go down these giant slopes and then just go off a cliff and then basically jump and try to stick a landing. I would never do it because I'm scared, but I think that's my favorite one to watch so far.
I would say my favorite is ice skating. I just love everything about it. I think it's so beautiful. I think it's really hard. And I also find it so interesting when people are doing it with a partner, and if they mess up, like just how that feels. Like, do you think you let your partner down? It's my favorite thing to watch, though.
Yeah, I feel like the Winter Olympics are full of adrenaline junkies, like the ski jumpers, like half pipe, all that. They're just sending it. They're just going up there and doing their thing. Same with figure skating, all those like partner lifts. Could never. No. So what, you're into hockey. Have you guys been keeping up with the women's team at all? I know there's some Buckeyes playing on there.
I've been keeping up with it a little, definitely not as much as men's. I know there's two, I forget their names, but there's two OSU women's hockey players on the women's team. And they're playing Canada, correct? Is that the final or the semifinal?
Gold medal game.
Yeah, the gold medal game. So I'll definitely watch that game. It'll be a good game, definitely.
Yeah, so I call a lot of women's hockey on Big Ten Plus, and Ohio State's team is amazing, right? They just had a series against Minnesota. Combined, they had 9 total players missing on the Olympics, so just shows how great that Midwestern hockey really is. But I think the person that's been the most fun to watch for me on that team is Joy Dunn, because she can play forward, she can play defense, and she's really good at just moving the puck down and scoring goals.
I don't watch a lot of hockey, but I did watch it the other morning, actually, and I really enjoyed it. It really kept me captivated, and I didn't think I would enjoy it that much, but I found it really interesting. But I don't know much more about it.
I definitely think the fast pace of hockey is a good watch for anyone who's interested. And one of my things that I enjoy about the Winter Olympics is the type of sports they are. They're quite unique. Do you guys know anything or enjoy bobsledding?
I've watched a little bit of it. I didn't watch the team bobsledding, but I watched a little of the individual women's bobsledding. But also what I found, what's really interesting, I know, is the Jamaican bobsled team is back. They're competing this year, which, I mean, if anyone from high school or elementary school watched the bobsledding documentary, so I think for them to be back in competing in the bobsledding event is really interesting. And yeah,
shout out to the Jamaican bobsled team. No, I mean, I haven't watched any bobsledding yet. I know that's another one where it's I would never want to do it. I get a little scared watching people do it. Obviously, they're a lot more athletic and they're pros compared to me. But yeah, I haven't seen any, but I really respect what they do because that does not look easy.
I really like bobsledding, but I keep missing the time that it's actually on the TV to watch it. I find it so exciting to watch because it's just so scary and quick. And actually, I play the Olympics on the Wii, and my favorite Olympic game on the Wii is bobsledding. And if that's hard, I mean, I can't even imagine what it is like in real life, because that doesn't go over well for me and my roommates ever when we play.
Love it, love it. So we've got bobsledding. Have you guys seen the skeleton? And now there's pairs skeleton. So it's essentially the bobsled, but they go on top of each other and they're completely exposed. That one I think is crazier.
I haven't heard of that.
No.
I've seen it. I didn't like specifically watch skeleton, but I think it's kind of crazy that like at least for bobsledding, you're enclosed and surrounded by like this, I guess, like capsule. But skeleton, I know you're just laying like basically on the ice, which is kind of crazy, and you're going like I think 60 or 70 miles an hour, which is ridiculous. Like,
I feel like it's just CTE ready to happen, honestly, when I'm watching it, because there's no way their head's not like just bang, 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 just hitting the ice a bunch. But again, it's just insane that people are doing that, and the fact that they're doing duos for about now too is just crazy to me.
It's so scary to think about. But I love like how people are able to go and do that. And like, that's their whole passion. And I think it's so cool.
And another sport that I find interesting, even though I don't really understand it, is curling. Are you guys a fan of that as well?
I know nothing about curling. I know it's like really popular, but I know absolutely like almost nothing about it.
I feel like it got pretty heated. At least I saw a clip on Twitter about it with Team Canada, and they're being accused of cheating. And I didn't know there was trash talking in curling until I saw that video. But that was what was crazy to me. Again, I don't really know how the scoring works for curling, but I do think it's fun, especially when there's beef involved.
I think it's like when you watch it as like a viewer, you're like, wow, this could be so simple, but like it's so meticulous, and like they are so focused and locked in, and I find it so exciting now. When I was little, didn't, but now I enjoy it.
My uncle had a curling phase, and so I've learned a little bit, but I would agree it's interesting to watch. Any other unique sports? I mean, there's the skiing, the giant slalom, alpine. We were talking about Lindsey Vonn earlier and her crash. What do you guys think about what happened there?
I thought it was kind of crazy, especially she went into the games with a torn ACL. So the fact that she was, willing to still compete is kind of crazy. Also, I think having a torn ACL is to ski, I would think it's got to be painful and pretty hard, I would think. But like, it was unfortunate to see. I saw her crash. I was watching it live, so that was definitely tough to watch. But yeah.
I was just watching ski jumping last night. They had to postpone the ending of the event because of the winds and the snow, which I thought was pretty interesting. But then on top of that, also afterwards, there was speed skating. I wasn't planning on watching it at all, but it was pretty fun. I don't know how people turn the corners like that, but I enjoyed watching it.
Yeah. Back to Lindsey.
Yeah.
I think it's so sad when athletes do hurt themselves in the Olympics, because like all year, all they do is they work towards this moment. Well, for like 4 years straight until it comes back to their time. And then to like blow it right when you're in it, and not within the past like couple of years that they've been like following such strict routines to make their dream happen. I just think it's so sad.
Agree. Another big story is the men's skating, the quad god. You were talking about your love for figure skating. What have you guys also been following figure skating?
Not figure skating, but skating related. I did watch a little speed skating too, and I saw, I think it was Jake Paul's girlfriend. She got gold for the Netherlands, which was pretty impressive. But I think the speed skating's interesting just because of how, like, the way they're moving, and like I don't really know the rules a lot, but I think it's kind of interesting. And then obviously, figure skating is an art in itself.
I haven't seen a whole lot of figure skating, at least this cycle for the Winter Olympics. I'm more into watching people hit each other around a lot or just go super fast and run around the ice. So I haven't seen a whole lot of figure skating, but I do respect it. It does not look easy at all.
I love figure skating, as I said, but I haven't been following it as closely as normal this year. I think I'm just too busy otherwise to really like lock in. I do see it on my TikTok a lot. I think there was something like someone thought one of the athletes was going to win gold and they didn't, but I think it's so beautiful, and I just get so excited when they tell their stories through it, and like seeing what music they pick and what they choose to do and the crazy spins and they land it and the crowd. I just love everything about it. It's so exciting and beautiful.
Okay. Thank you to our guests for talking about the Winter Olympics. I appreciate it.
Up next, things are getting expensive. How are students adapting to the cost of just about everything going up?
We'll be right back.
Welcome back. You're watching Campus View on Buckeye TV.
This is the show where we talk to OSU students to find out what's on their mind.
We have another group of guests. Let's meet them now. Please introduce yourselves.
What's up? I'm Zach.
What's going on? I'm also Jack.
And I'm Allie.
Nice.
So to get us started, what are some of the ways you guys stay on budget?
It's hard. I'm kind of new to the whole budgeting thing, but I guess I would try to keep track of how much I'm spending each week and keep track of the things that I know I need to spend money on, as well as managing some of my spending money that for the stuff that's more pleasure and stuff that I've saved up for fun. So I think just having that good balance while not having an income is good, and then also trying to make sure that I am saving up for the point where I can get another job and get that income back in again. So, yeah.
I find it's all about knowing where to go for stuff. Like if I'm going grocery shopping, I'll go to 3 different stores. I'll get like proteins and stuff at Aldi. I'll hit up Target for eggs because I can get a case of 18 for $3, which you can't beat. And then Kroger might have vegetables that are just cheaper and stuff. So I will blow money on gas, go to the right places, and then the rest usually just flattens out for me because I don't have an income. So part of that's just also looking for work, I guess.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not great with budgeting. I definitely don't go to 3 grocery stores. I just, it's easier to go to one, so I get everything at one. But I am trying to get better at it. I do try to save money here and there. But I feel like, you spend $10 on something and it seems like such a small purchase, but then I do that multiple times. I'm like, wow, it's like $100 already. But yeah, I do have a job, so that does help me a little bit because at least I have like an income coming in. So I don't worry too much about it, but I am trying to get better at it.
Yeah, is there any one thing that you've noticed has gotten more expensive, like your groceries or your food when you go out? Is there something that you've seen rise?
I don't think there's anything in particular that stands out to me personally, but I think that prices in general are getting more expensive. I find I'm looking at the price tags on groceries, bags of chips at the supermarket, sports tickets, just in general, and I think it's important to keep that in mind.
For some reason, it feels like going out on weekends just always costs infinitely more money. And me and my friends will try and go to the places with deals and stuff like that. But God, that drains my bank account like nothing else. So that I'll always feel is just expensive. But otherwise, I can't really notice. I don't pick. It relieves stress by not worrying about it for most of the time.
Yeah, I definitely feel like things are very expensive, but I haven't noticed one thing that's getting increasingly more expensive necessarily. Groceries definitely do add up pretty quickly, and fun money definitely does add up pretty quickly too. So I have to be more careful about that.
And something that plays into budgeting would be rent and utilities. How do you guys kind of manage that balance?
Yeah, so
Yeah, please.
I'm pretty lucky that, since we're in college, my parents still cover that for me. So they're in charge of housing and utilities. So I'm lucky in the sense that I don't really have to worry that much about it, but I'm not looking forward to the day that I do.
Yeah, I'm fortunate enough that my parents will help out. I won't even hold you. I pay for my rent and utilities out of loans. So maybe not the smartest choice. That's going to be a later in life problem. But my house, we have so many problems on a week by week basis. I find it's best to leverage that in towards negotiating lower rent for the month. Our heater just broke. Our water heater was broken for about a week last month. So there's always an issue, so I just negotiate to get prices down for them.
Yeah, maybe I'm not the best person to be asking this question. I'm still living in a dorm right now, and my parents, I'm very fortunate enough to have help with payments for that. And it all kind of comes in through 2 checks a year for each semester. But next year I am going to be living in a house off campus and sort of trying to figure out negotiating how I was going to be paying for my share of the place and not only my room but also the utilities and trying to figure out how much all that's going to cost. Definitely took some math, was new to me, and I'm not quite ready to having that be the norm and figuring out how all that works out, but it's coming, so.
Yeah, I remember house hunting and finding something that was in your price range and not a crap house was really hard to do. Is there any place on campus that you think like has a great deal for students, or like anywhere you go often because you know it'll be cheap for, let's say, food going out?
I don't necessarily have one place that comes to mind. I definitely think that, yeah, no, I don't have one place that comes to mind. I mean, I live off campus, so I don't spend that much time like on campus, and the places right off campus are kind of, I feel like, equal in price unless it's somewhere that has like a deal one day a week or something like that, but there's not necessarily just one place I'm like, oh, that's really inexpensive.
I can speak on both ends. I mean, I mentioned earlier, Aldi is my best friend. I can get 3 steaks there for $15, which is not that bad a price. And that's, for me, the cheapest option for the bulk of my groceries. And then going out, I just think it's about like, or nights out deals. Thursday, Thursday, you can't beat most places. I always say, choose the right spot, enjoy yourself. Avoid the short north on weekends, or else you're going to get charged $16 for a vodka Red Bull.
That is very true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that prices are pretty consistent across the board. I think, the way the market works is that if a place is too cheap, then another place is going to try and match their prices. So I wouldn't say there's anything in particular price-wise that stands out to me. But I think it definitely, as Jack mentioned earlier, comes down to the decisions you make and sort of capitalizing on those value opportunities.
Well, thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. I think we can all agree things are getting quite costly nowadays.
Still more to come. It's time to plan your spring break.
We'll be right back. Welcome back. This is the final segment of today's Campus View show.
And we've saved the best for last. Spring break is just around the corner, and there are plenty of opportunities to take a break and relax.
We have invited another group of students to join us. Let's meet them now. Please introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Victoria. I'm a third-year journalism major here at Ohio State.
Hi, I'm Danny. I'm a third-year strategic communications major at Ohio State.
Hi, my name's Casey. I'm a fourth-year strat-com major here at Ohio State.
Nice. So do you guys have any plans for spring break so far?
I actually do. So I happen to be from Miami, Florida, so I'm going to go home once break starts. And from Monday to Friday, I'm going to be on a cruise with my hometown friends and then spend the weekend at home and come back to school.
Yeah, I'm planning on going to the Gulf Shores in Bama. We're bringing I think 30 dudes with us. We're renting out 2 different houses. It's like an insane trip we're planning out. We're doing it for the whole week during spring break. We're going to go there, have a lot of fun on the beach, do a lot of just random fun things down in Bama, I guess whatever there is to do. Yeah, just chill and hang out, get a good tan in, so.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to Miami, but I'm not going to be in Miami. We have kind of a nice Airbnb with a big pool, and a bunch of my friends are going, so we're just going to kind of chill, hang, enjoy the warm weather and sun.
Sounds very nice. And when you guys think back on past spring breaks, what are some of the best ones that come to mind?
Honestly, I have to say my best breaks are spent at home, if I'm going to be completely honest with you. I feel like there's nothing quite like it. Love going home, spending time with my family. Being an out-of-state student has really made me appreciate family much more than I think I ever have. So truthfully, just like spending time with them is the best times I have spent.
Yeah, I've spent one spring break at home, and honestly, it was probably my favorite one of just like chillaxing, kind of like resetting to like get ready for the end of the school year and push into finals. But my freshman year, I went back to New York, where I'm originally from, for spring break to like visit friends and different family that was down there. And it was a lot of fun, but I would definitely say it's definitely a lot better, I think, like doing something that's a little more relaxing so you're like more recharged, like heading to finals. Because like as soon as we get back, like we're taking finals exams and school year's about to end, so.
I actually have never been on a spring break trip. This will be my first one. Even in high school, I didn't really go. So my last year in college, I'm excited that I get the chance to like go hang out with my friends. But I've really enjoyed like spending spring break at home. I think it's good, especially to take a break in the midst of like classes, work, all that stuff. It's good to go home for a little bit and chill.
Yeah, definitely. And especially because second semester, there's not as many breaks leading up to spring break. It's nice to kind of like go home and regroup. Have you guys had these plans for a while, or how far in advance did you plan your spring breaks?
Yeah, I actually really have, which is a little daunting, weirdly. These plans, my friends and I, we made it several months ago. We like got just the most outrageous, great deal for this cruise. So, but I mean, several months in advance. If not, we would have never been able to get that deal. But yeah, it's kind of scary just because you don't know what's gonna happen in the months leading up to it. You just don't know if your plans are gonna change. But I'm excited, and it was a very, very advanced plan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we came up with this idea about like a month ago, and we like just started like finishing up our invites for dudes who we wanted to come with us on the trip, and we also just booked our second house, but like we still have no idea like what specifically we want to do yet, so we're still in the planning phases for that. But like logistically, we already got like rides, both the houses, and food figured out.
I actually booked my stuff like literally last weekend. My friends kind of already had the house set up and ready to go, and then they were looking for a couple more people just to honestly reduce the cost, and it worked out good. My roommate and I are going with a big group of friends, so I'm really excited.
And now, a bit of a fun question here for you guys. If you could bring one celebrity or a group of people on your trip with you, who would that be?
Probably Alex Earl and her friend group. I'm not sure if everyone knows who they are, but like we're Alex Earl in general. I think they are quite the funny group of people. There's always some sort of story that goes around about them, whether it be their 25, 24-hour long party where there's just awake every hour of the day. All those sorts of things that they kind of share on social media. I think they're all really entertaining. So it'd be kind of fun to have them around, I think.
Mm-hmm. This guy's a little less popular, but his name's Victor Hovland. He's a professional golfer on the PGA Tour. And there's like down the South, like there's some of the best golf like in the United States because it's always warm, always like well maintained. And Victor, he's like a younger guy. He's in his like, I think mid-20s right now. And he's just like a really like big chill guy. So he's like, I think he'd be a fun guy with to go like chill at the beach, like hang out with, and then maybe get like a round of 18 in here and there on a random day.
I would bring Charlie XCX. I love her. I love her music. I think she knows how to party, and like for the Miami vibe specifically, I feel like she would be a great addition to the trip, really bring up the energy.
Yeah, it sounded like you guys are wanting to have a good time. So is this spring break this year, are you guys hoping to have like a more party vibe or relaxing?
I think it'd be just a tad bit hard to have a relaxing one when you're on a 5-day cruise, but I'm still excited. I do think it's going to be more of an upbeat, more party vibe this year, but yeah.
Mm-hmm. Definitely more chill. Like this will be like my last spring semester here. So definitely like I'm going to be feeling senioritis by the time I'm getting to the end. It's just like definitely want to like decompress and like get ready to push through finals because I know as soon as I get there, I'm going to be like, bro, why do I got to do these final exams?
I'm kind of hoping to have a mix of both. I want to have like the fun, chill beach days with my friends and then maybe 1 or 2 nights that we like really just go after and have fun. So that way we're not too exhausted when we get back.
And lastly, if you are of age, what would be your drink of choice while you're enjoying your spring break?
Definitely a pina colada. I mean, I grew up going on cruises, so it just won't be my first one, and my drink of choice when I'm at the islands is always a pina colada. Never fails.
Pina colada is really good. Honestly, like a nice Modelo like at the beach like always hits.
Yeah, I was gonna say some form of daiquiri, strawberry daiquiri. Love those. Those are good.
Daiquiris are my favorite. All right, that's all we have time for today's show. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Keep checking Buckeye TV for all the news for Ohio State students. Have a nice day.
Bye.